So the situation with YK Osiris, we were on set. We were filming for a basketball game, and I was filming, and I happened to see him over there, and he had came over. He came over to say hi. Me and him chopping it up. We talking and stuff. Everybody's seen it. He reached. He was massaging my shoulders.
And you were okay with that?
Yeah, it was cute, but I was like, okay,
because y'all was cool the day before.
Yeah,
y'all like,
we cool. We cool. Like, you feel me? I'm. That's the first time that I met him.
Okay.
In person, but everybody knows him.
Right.
Yeah, the vibes is all right because I honestly feel like he's a respectful young man.
Right.
So he came over there and we're filming, mind you. So this is a big opportunity for me. And I don't want to look problematic in this male-dominated industry or television. So, I'm just, I'm having a good time. Keep a smile on my face. He had reached in for a kiss. And it was like, he don't really know who I am. Like, he don't know how I do. So I just feel like maybe he didn't read the room as good. And it's okay. People make mistakes. You try to kiss me, And, it was a little bit uncomfortable, and it's me personally, everybody is different from me. I have my own heart, and it was just like his lips kissed my side of my lips a little bit too much, and I was like, oh, it was the side. It was like, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot, and I didn't really want to.
At that moment, you were destiny.
Yeah, I was. I'm a good girl. I'm a good girl. I am hood though. I do beat niggas, but it was a little bit uncomfortable, but it was a playful setting, and I didn't want to embarrass him or embarrass myself or embarrass nobody at the table while we were filming.
Yeah.
So, I kept it professional at that time, but people don't know that I sat there for a minute and I actually had to get up and leave because I felt just a little bit uncomfortable. I don't know the feelings that I felt. I can't explain them, but I did feel a little bit uncomfortable. I left set and I didn't continue filming.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I went to my room and I was crying a little bit, but I understood why I was crying. But it's just because I didn't say that I wanted him to do that because I felt like I was a little bit embarrassed. But I don't know why. I don't know the feelings that I felt. I just know that I felt uncomfortable. I was in my room with my team, and I was just like, I can't go back out there. The production asked me, was I okay, and what they need to do, anything. YK Osiris and his people came to my room. I didn't come out. I didn't want to talk, but he was coming to apologize, and that happened days before it got released. Personally, I wanted to just sweep it under the rug. When it came out, it was crazy because they were coming for me a lot, and I haven't even said anything about it. I actually wanted to sweep it on the rug because before he even apologized, he apologized to me multiple times. I already forgave him. Me, with the heart that I have, I feel like I always say, if God can forgive me, I can forgive others. I'm not saying that all the sexual assault victims have to have the same heart as me. You don't have to forgive if you don't want to, but I'm a woman of God, and I feel like if God has mercy on me and he forgives, I can forgive him because I can see the playfulness in him, and I see the human in him, and I know that he genuinely didn't mean anything by it. He was having.
Okay, listen, it's crazy. It's really crazy because this is exactly what we said at the time when Suikhanna was speaking. When this situation occurred with Osiris. When I did a video about it, I spoke about it and said, this is exactly what happens when you overstep a boundary, right? That what she's describing as the feelings that she felt is the feeling of violation, boundaries being crossed, and not sure how to process when your boundaries have been crossed. Your boundaries have been crossed to a point you're not sure how you feel because your sovereignty has been removed in that moment. Now, thank God it was just a kiss, but even that is traumatic and it wasn't anything more. But the reality of the situation is that feeling of violation and boundaries being crossed is hard to put into quantifiable words. And as men, if we're not emotionally aware and emotionally intelligent, we can sometimes misunderstand how that feels because oftentimes your boundaries aren't being crossed. As a man, the only way you feel that violation is when another man crosses your boundaries, right? Another man comes and grabs your balls or grabs your ass or touches your chest and you suddenly feel like, whoa, boundaries, bro. right? Now, of course, the difference between men and women is our physical presences and how we deal with physical instances. Now, someone could have said, oh, she could have pushed him off, da, da, da. But like she just said, she was in a professional environment amongst other men, didn't want to stand out and make it a huge scene. And that plays a part in the psyche of why certain situations like this, even in the workplace, it happens. Is why I said it when I did that video some time back. I said to you, listen, flirting in the office is a very dangerous game. If we don't have an existing relationship where I know you already, flirting with somebody can be a very dangerous game because people can read it, take it, and do other things with it. But in this instance, Osiris crossed her boundaries and she was unable to work after. And the reason being is, again, she wasn't sure how she felt. She wasn't in alignment with her actual feelings at that point in time because she doesn't know how to feel. How do you describe that you've crossed me in such a way that I felt fear and violated, and I felt like I couldn't do anything? I felt like I had no power in that situation. How do you describe that? Not only how do you describe that, should you even describe that? Because you know that people are going to, and when I saw the comments, and don't get it twisted, you know, it is a part of it. But when I saw the comments, we can't, and I said this before, I cannot conflate what she did with that 10-year-old and conflate it as issue. They are two separate issues. Deal with a situation at hand as it is. Her boundaries were crossed. But when I see comments like, well, she danced with a 10-year-old, stop that. Because you're conflating the issue. Address the issue at hand and how she feels in this moment. We can address that issue on another time. But don't just start bringing that up as a reason why she should accept what behavior Osiris did. She forgave him. She was classy. And she didn't even throw him underneath the bus. Some people would have. And the reason, because, again, for her, she forgave. Now, not everyone will forgive, as she said, and not everyone has to forgive. They can do what they want. But the reality situation here is that for her specifically, she felt like she was powerless. And she may not be able to say those words, but when you feel like you can't do anything in that moment, that you're just under the cosh, that's a feeling of powerlessness, man. There's a little bit left of it. We can listen to it and
fun. And maybe he was shooting his shot a little bit. But at the end of the day, I'm not upset with him. So the situation with why.
And as she ends there, she'll say again, she says, I'm not upset with him because maybe he, you know, might have been trying to shoot his shot. Maybe he misread the signs, etc., etc. And that is a very graceful response. It doesn't take away the fact that she's going to feel that powerlessness and feel the fact that, you know what, her boundaries are crossed. But it's a graceful response from her. She didn't have to be graceful because he was all the way wrong. But the fact that she understood that and said, hey, look, it was a moment, it was a misread. I apologize. No, he apologized. I accept it. I want to move forward. I understand. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked, saluted.